Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a very exciting video because I actually got sent the entire Kourtney x Kylie collection, which is crazy that Kylie Cosmetics sends me anything, but I'm really excited because I got all three palettes and I got all three lip products to show you today, and I'm going to kind of go through and do a tutorial and tell you what I think about the products. Before we jump into that, I thought I would mention how weird I feel with earrings in my ear, let alone hoops in my ear. I don't think I've ever worn hoops ever, and I don't think I've worn earrings in close to 10 years. I've just never been like an earring girl, but I've always had my ears pierced type of thing, and I just feel really weird, but I'm trying to be like an adult, you know? So they may not be making it throughout the entire video. They may irritate me. Do people apply makeup with earrings in, like big earrings, or do they wait until they're done with their makeup? I have no idea. And then you also might notice that my body and neck is significantly darker than my face. It's because I self-tanned, and now most of my foundations are gonna match me. But I didn't self-tan my face just because I figure I wash my face, so do people self-tan their face? I don't know that either. Anyways, this collection comes with 3 eyeshadow palettes and also 3 lipsticks, and I believe all 3 of these, yes, all 3 of them are the velvet liquid lipsticks, not the matte liquid lipsticks. I've never tried any of Kylie's lip products before. This will be the first time, but if I understand correctly, there's like the matte liquid lipsticks and then the velvet ones that are kind of like the Ultra Satins from ColourPop. They don't dry down matte, obviously, which I'm glad about because I'm over the whole matte liquid lipstick thing. I really like the ColourPop Ultra Satin lips. I don't mind if they transfer. I just want them to be more comfortable. So here's the packaging for the blue eyeshadow palette. The outside packaging on all of the eyeshadow palettes are really pretty. So this is the blue one. This is what the actual blue palette looks like. And these are the colors. So it's kind of like a warm neutral eyeshadow palette. This is the pink eyeshadow palette, also very pretty. And as you can see, all of the actual palettes look exactly the same. They're just different colors, obviously. This is inside the pink palette. So there's one matte shade here, and these are all like light shimmery shades. Also, I just want to apologize about my nails. They needed a break from the press-ons, and I'm just giving them a breather, so just try not to look at them. And then this is the green palette, which probably is my least favorite packaging, but funny enough, it's my favorite palette on the insides. So it looks like. Ooh, and this one I'm so excited about, mostly pretty much just because of this color right here. And for the lip products, this is what the outside packaging looks like. They all look the same. But then the actual tubes themselves, they each have a different color lid, so they kind of correspond to each palette. I don't know if they're going to be selling these in like bundles, so like the pink palette with the pink lip. I'm not sure if they're going to be doing that or selling all these type of things together. I have no idea. I actually have no idea what the price is either. I've been trying to dig around all morning trying to find the prices. I went on Trend Mood's Instagram, I went on Kylie's Instagram, Kylie Cosmetics, I went to all, like I googled it. I cannot find the prices for the lip products or the palettes anywhere. So I think this should be going up either the day before this launches or maybe the same day or maybe the day right after, but I'm going to try my best to either put it up on the screen, and if it's not on the screen, then I'm going to try and put it in the description box. So I'm sorry I don't have the prices for you. Like I was showing you, here's the lip products. There's like a very nude, like a mid-toned, I don't know, it's kind of like a rosy but like also warm tone nude, and then this really bright orangey color. So I think it's nice that they go from really nude all the way to bright. They have like a variety. So the really nude goes with the pink set, the mid-tone rosy warm tone nude goes with the green set, and then the really bright one goes with the blue set. I'm going to be swatching all 3 of these for you at the very end of this just so you can see what it looks like actually on my lips. So if you want to see that, I guess stay to the end. And as far as the palettes go, I don't know if I'm going to be jumping into all of these. I know for sure, I already know that I'm going to be using this red color right here. I did get these a couple days ago, and I played with a little bit of the shadows out of all 3 of them, so I already kind of have an opinion. That way it's not just like kind of a first impression, and I know that I can't use obviously all these shadows in one look today, so I've kind of grabbed from a couple of them over the past few days so I can have an idea of them. I'd say this is probably my least favorite palette just because it only has one matte color, which is kind of like a transition shade, and then all 3 of these are just light color shimmers, and I just don't think it's a very cohesive palette. Like, it's not well rounded. You can't create a whole look out of this unless you literally just want to slap a color in your crease and then maybe like a highlight on your lid or something like that. I'm not going to do swatches of these just because I honestly think it's pointless. I'll swatch a couple of them on my hand just so you can see what they look like. Mainly being this red one. When I opened this box, I immediately went to this red and I swatched it because I'm like, I've had like hit and miss experiences with Kylie Cosmetics eyeshadows, so I'm like, is this red actually going to be good? But I just, as you saw, swirled my finger in a couple of times, just like a normal swatch, and this red color is so pigmented. So I haven't actually used the red one on my eyes yet. I'm going to be doing that today. But the past couple of days I've grabbed out of both the pink and the blue palette, creating just neutral looks to see how I like the eyeshadows, and I found that they do have a lot of kickback, especially the matte shades. They do have a lot of kickback, but there wasn't a ton of fallout and they blended out really easily, so that's all that really matters to me. And then I would say this is the most well-rounded palette, being there's 2 mattes and 2 shimmers, and you can definitely create an entire eye look just using this palette, which I think is nice. I used the shimmer shades in here and they didn't apply with a brush dry very well, but once I wet it with Fix Plus, they applied really nicely, so I guess just know that you're probably gonna have to use these wet. And then this eyeshadow works great. I really like this one. It's just, you know, a warm brown color. But this color here, I found it was kind of weird to be in this palette because if you swatch it, I'll swatch these next to each other. You can see how this one kind of has like a purple undertone, which I find is kind of weird to put in this palette because it's very warm, like fall tone type of thing. And then to put a purple tone brown in just seems kind of weird. When I was blending it into this transition color here, it just, I guess it just didn't flow properly. And I guess I just wish it was more of like an espresso brown, not a purpley brown. And I know I'm jumping around a lot between the palettes, so I hope that you're able to keep up. I don't know why I'm like so all over the place. But here's the 3 shimmers from the pink palette here. And I find that the shimmer shades are kind of inconsistent. This one right here being that color right there, that's the most chunky out of all of them. I do think that it would apply well if you had a damp brush, but just know it's more of that rough, chunky shimmer type of texture rather than like this one right here is this one, and it's very smooth. This one would be a really pretty highlight for your face if you have really pale skin, I think. So yeah, I thought I would just jump in and give you some of the thoughts that I already have gathered from using some of these products. And like I said, I'm going to mainly be digging into this palette here just because of that red color here. There is 2 mattes and 2 shimmers in this palette as well, although I feel like it's also going to be kind of hard to create a whole cohesive eye look with this palette too, just because the darkest color here is this green, which is really pretty. This is what it looks like on your finger here. This is a really nice shimmer. I think it's going to apply to the eyes really nicely, but I find that red and green, unless you're going for like a Christmas look, is kind of not my favorite color combination. And this one right here is a really nice transition color, but there's just nothing to like deepen the crease type of thing unless you want to use the red. But I just find that this one's probably going to be a little bit harder to create a whole cohesive eye look. This one right here is the other shimmer. I guess let's just swatch this whole palette. That's what the whole palette looks like on my fingers. It's definitely a really pretty color combination, but I feel like you're going to have to pull from other eyeshadows with pretty much all of these quads except for the blue one. The blue one's definitely the most well-rounded. Okay, now that I've gotten all that out of the way, I'm going to start applying it to my eyes. I already have my eyebrows on and my eyes primed with concealer and translucent powder. And yeah, let's just get into the tutorial portion. Okay, so I'm the actual worst and I didn't realize that I wasn't filming. So basically all I did, I went in with this pink palette here and I took this orange transition looking color and I put it in my crease. And now I'm using the Morphe M433 with this red color here, and I was saying how I think I'm gonna create like a red smoky eye just because I really want to use this color and you can't go wrong with the red smoky eye. So I was saying that I only tapped into the pan like twice with my brush, and this is the payoff that I got. So that red is really pigmented, but it's actually blending out really nicely. It's not just like sitting in one spot, and reds can kind of be hard to work with, I find sometimes. Once there's less product on my brush, I'm just gonna lightly sweep it outwards because I want it to kind of wing out a little bit. Okay, now that I've blended that red throughout the crease, you can kind of see that I kind of turned pink. I think against my background it doesn't look super pink, but it is definitely one of those reds that turns a little bit pink once you blend it out. If you're familiar with red eyeshadow, a lot of them do that. I think the only one that I found that really doesn't do that is Sugar Pill Love Plus, so I don't think it's a bad thing. Like, I think it's a really pretty color, but if you go in thinking this is going to be like a true red, it is going to blend out to be a little bit of a pink, but it is super pigmented and it blended out really easily. Like I said, this is going to be like a red smoky eye, so on that same Morphe M433, I'm just going to take a little bit of it and I'm going to drag it just a little bit closer onto the lid, leaving kind of like the lash line area free, but pretty much just smoking this out everywhere. I'm going to make closer to the lash line a little bit darker, but like I said, this red shade is going to be the main attraction. And anytime that I feel like there's any harsh lines at all, I'm going to go back in with that orange color from the pink palette and a big fluffy brush. This is a Makeup Shack T74, and I'm just going to go along the edges and sweep that along, and it'll just help to clean up and blend the lines. Alright, and like I said, I do want to bring a little bit of darkness here towards the lash line, and the darkest matte color, because I do want this to be like a matte smoky eye, is this color right here, which I think is going to look really good with the red, because like I said, it's a more purple tone, dark brown shade. But the last time that I used this is like the only matte color that I've used so far that I feel like didn't blend out very well. It was kind of choppy, and it did take me a while to be able to blend it out. It's kind of a more dry matte, so what I think I'm going to do, I'm going to put down a base just because I know that if I place this down on my lid right now, since there's already powder down there, it's not going to stick, it's not going to be pigmented, and it's not going to blend out. So that's something to know about this brown here. Also, that it's just a little bit more difficult to blend out. So I am going to apply a base to the lower part of my eye. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to take this brown eyeliner. This is the Marc Jacobs eyeliner, Highliner Matte Gel Eye Crayon in Earthquake, and I'm just gonna run that along my lash line and then blend it out with a brush so it's not as harsh line, and then I applied that eyeshadow on top of it. Alright, now that I have a bit of a base down, I'm gonna go in with that color and a Makeup Shack T61 and just pat that right on top of the base. Now I'm just gonna go back and forth between the red and that brown color to just make sure there's a nice seamless blend. Okay, so this is kind of what I came up with for the red smoky eye-ness. I finished both eyes, and I think that that dark color from this blue palette and the red color go really well together. I kind of wish that those two colors were in a palette together. I find that my biggest complaint with these palettes is just I don't think that they're well-rounded palettes all by themselves. I don't know, I don't really understand why they paired each like color combo together. I wish that they would have come out with a video kind of explaining like what their vision was with these, but they didn't, I don't think. But for the most part, they all blended out really well with that dark color over the base. It applied really well, but like I said the other day when I tried to use it, it was really dry, so keep that in mind if you want to get that blue palette. I think that's definitely the most well-rounded palette that they're coming out with. So before I go on and finish the eyes, I'm gonna do my face, and I'm gonna prime with the Pixi Rose Flash Balm. I've really been liking this. It doesn't fill my pores like I like the Makeup Forever one does, but this one is, I don't know, it kind of gives you a tacky base, and it's just really hydrating and it feels nice. And for foundation, I'm going to use the Tarte Rainforest the C foundation. This is in the color Light Neutral, and it's normally way too dark for me, but I'm excited to see how it matches my new tan today. Would you look at that? I think it matches pretty well. Pale girl probs. And I'm just gonna apply that using a Makeup Shack T29. And for concealer, I'm going to mix a little bit of Urban Decay Naked and the ColourPop No Filter Concealer. This one's going to be really, really light for me now that I'm tanned, and this one's normally really dark for me, so I'm going to use mostly the Urban Decay and just a little bit of the ColourPop to kind of brighten the center of my face. And I'm just going to blend it out with a beauty blender and then set it with the Maybelline Fit Me loose powder like usual. Phew, okay, finished the eyes. I put on mascara and lashes. I used the Atara Cosmetics Aphrodite Lashes and the Tarte Maneater Mascara. And now I'm going to finish off my face and we're going to swatch the lips. So to bronze slash contour, I'm going to use the Kat Von D Shade Light Eye Palette. Not eye palette, contour palette. And I'm probably going to mix maybe a little bit of this one in. I don't know. Now that I'm tan, like I just don't know what my colors are, so I'm probably just gonna mix a little bit of all these together with a Morphe E53. Oh, okay, I think this is the part where earrings while you're wearing or trying to apply makeup is not the easiest. They're like totally getting in my way. For blush, I'm just gonna go in with one of my favorites, which is MAC Cosmetics Warm Soul. It's just like the perfect everyday blush. You don't have to like think about it. I don't know. It's just a fave. And for highlight today, since I've never talked about this on my channel and since we're talking about Kylie today, I'm going to use one of her loose highlighters. This is in the color Santorini, which I believe is one of the lightest ones. This is what it looks like. And these are blinding. I have a couple of the other shades which are kind of too dark for me, but these could definitely be used as pigments on your eyes. They're really, really pigmented. They're not like that see-through, like really nice highlight. Like, they're blinding and they're pigmented and they're in your face. This shade in particular, Santorini, reminds me of the Makeup Forever pigment or Starlit powder in number 13. If you've heard like Jaclyn Hill talk about it, like people use it as a highlight on their face, but it's like an eye pigment. This is what this one kind of reminds me of. I'm just using a Makeup Shack T38 brush, and I have the smallest bit on my brush. Do you see? These are so blinding, and they definitely bring out your texture. So like if you have a lot of texture in that area, probably not the best highlighter to use, but if you want a blinding highlight anyways and you don't care about the texture, then this is the one to go for. Okay, now I'm gonna get into swatching all three of the lip products. So this one here is the most nude. It's called French Kiss. And this on me, especially with a tan, is gonna be pretty nude, I think. And it's definitely warm toned. If you can see, it has like a peachy undertone. So this one right here is French Kiss. I really, really like this one on my skin tone. I think if you have like a deeper complexion, it might be a little bit too light on you, but with a lip liner, it might look really good. And as for the formula, they feel and smell exactly like the Ultra Satin lips from ColourPop. So I don't know if the whole thing's true about them being in the same factory or not, but these do feel exactly the same. It's really, really comfortable, and it feel like it would like last a long time but not be uncomfortable at all. I love the Ultra Satin lip formula, and I think this is honestly pretty much almost the same probably. But yeah, this one is French Kiss. The next one I have here is from the Green collection, and it's called Mini. Alright, and this is what Mini looks like on. It's definitely way more warm toned than I thought it would be in the tube on my face. I don't know if it's compared with like what I have on my eyes right now, but it's definitely like very orange toned. Not my favorite color myself. I like more pinky tones because I feel like a lot of things pull warm, but that is what Mini looks like. Okay, last one here is the one from the blue set. It's this really bright, vibrant orange color, which is gonna look crazy with this eye look, but this one's called Rad. Okay, and this one is Rad. I look crazy. I hate this lip with this eye. They totally clash. I think it's a really cool color, but definitely not with this eye look. I'm definitely going to be putting the nude back on. But like I said, the formula on all three of these is really nice. It's really comfortable. If you're sick of the matte liquid lipstick and don't care about transferring at all, then I think that you would really like these, or the ColourPop Ultra Satin lips. I'm sorry, I just have to take this off. I can't handle it. Okay, I went ahead and put French Kiss back on because that's the one that I like the best. Okay, and this is the finished look. I hope that this video helped you figure out whether you wanted to get this collection or not, or you just enjoyed watching it. If you are thinking about getting anything from the collection, I would suggest getting this palette. Even though I only use this color out of the whole palette, I think it's the most unique colors, and this red is honestly performs really, really well as long as you don't mind that it turns a little bit pink, but as you can see, it's still a really pretty color. And if you want like the best everyday, most wearable, cohesive palette where you don't have to pull from other palettes, I would say the blue palette would be the way to go. You can clearly create a really nice eye look with this palette. The only downside is that this color here is kind of dry. It doesn't apply that well, but it's definitely workable. And I have used the shimmers before, and the shimmers work really nicely as long as you wet your brush. This one is a really pretty palette, but I just don't see how having 3 light colored shimmer colors can make like a full palette unless you want to use it for just a really glowy, like shimmery look with like a transition color in your crease. I think that would be really pretty. It just, I guess, depends on what you're looking for. The packaging on all of them is really pretty. However, they do get dirty. All of my fingerprints are all over these already. And I really recommend these velvet ones. I can't tell you about the matte ones. I've never tried her matte formula, but these velvet ones are really, really comfortable. But I think they're a little bit more expensive than the ColourPop Ultra Satin, so maybe check out the ColourPop Ultra Satins instead. But if you like these colors and you want to support Kylie and Kourtney and you enjoy the whole thing, then I think the collections are pretty nice. Please let me know down in the comments if you have any questions about this collection, or if you wish I would have included something in this video. I'm trying to get my reviews like well-rounded and stuff like that. Make sure to follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Twitter, I just talk about random stuff, and Instagram, I post more of like eye looks, and I'm just more frequent on there, so you can go follow me on those two things if you want. They're both at tesseffects, and they're always linked down in the description below. And before you leave, don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below. I post once a week, usually on Wednesdays around 6 p.m. Eastern time, so if you click that button, then you won't miss a future video. And with all that being said, I'll see you guys next week. Bye!